Hello everybody, welcome to this lesson on an introduction to equations. My name is Askar Khan. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to solve equations using tables and mental math. So welcome to this lesson. What is an equation? An equation is a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign. So it's a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign. Now the essential understanding of equations is that you can use an equation to represent the relationship between two quantities that have the same value. So whenever you have to represent two quantities that have the same value, you use an equation. An equation is true if the expression on either side of the equal sign are equal. For example, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. What is the value on this side of the equal sign? It's 2. And what is the value here? It is 2. So since the value of the equation is the same on both sides of the equal sign, this is called a true equation. Now what is a false equation? An equation is false if the expressions on either side of the equal sign are not equal. For example, 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. Now the value on this side of the equal sign is 2 and the value over here is 3. They are not equal. So this is a false equation. Let's take another example of a true equation. X plus x equals 2x. Now x plus x we know is 2x and the expression on this side is also 2x. So this is a true equation. Let's take one example of a false equation. X plus x equals 3x. Now the value on this side, the expression is 2x, and we know that 2x is not equal to 3x. So this is a false equation. So now we know the difference between a true equation and a false equation. What do we mean by an open sentence? An equation is an open sentence if it contains one or more variables and may be true or false depending on the values of its variables. For example, let's take x plus 5 is equal to 8. Now, is this equation true or false? We say it is an open sentence because depending upon the value of x, it may be true or it may be false. What if the value of x is 3? So 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. So then the equation will become true. But what if the value of x is 4? So this will be 4 plus 5, which is not equal to 8. This is 9 and it's not equal to 8. So this will be a false equation. So depending upon the value of the variable, the equation can be true or false. Such an equation is called an open sentence. Now let's see how to classify equations. Let's take some problems on it. Let's try this. Let's classify the equations. Is the equation true, false, or open? Explain. So A, 24 plus 18 is equal to 20 plus 22. Now is this a true equation, a false equation, or an open equation? Now how much is 24 plus 18? It's 42. And how much is 20 plus 22? It's 42. So is this an true equation? It is a true equation. Let's try another. 7 times 8 is equal to 54. Is this a true or a false equation? 7 times 8 is 56. And this side of the equal sign is 54, which is not equal. So this is a false equation. What about this? 2x minus 14 is equal to 54. Is this a true equation or a false or an open equation or open sentence? Now this is an open sentence because there is a variable in it. So depending upon the value of the variable, the equation can be true or false. So we say this is an open sentence. So now you get the idea of how to classify equations. So let's see whether you got it or not. So you can pause the video, try these examples on your own, and then hit the play button to see where you land up. So let's see whether you got it or not. Is the equation true, false, or open? Explain. 3y plus 6 is equal to 5y minus 8. Now this is an open equation because it has a variable in it. That's great. Did you answer that? It's an open sentence. Now what about this? 16 minus 7 is equal to 4 plus 5. Is it a true, false, or open? Now 16 minus 7 is 9. And 5 plus 4 is also 9. So this is a true equation. What about this? 32 plus 8 is equal to 2 times 3. 32 divided by 8 is 4 and 2 times 3 is 6. 4 is not equal to 6, so this is a false equation. So did you get the idea? Let's move on now further. Let's understand what do we mean by the solution of an equation. For example, let's take an expression x plus 5 and let's make it into an equation is equal to 8. Now what should be the value of x for this equation to be true? So the value of x has to be equal to 3, because if I place x as 3, it will be 3 plus 5, which is equal to 8. So we say that the solution of this equation is 3. So what do we understand by the solution of an equation? A solution of an equation containing a variable is a value of the variable that makes the equation true. So the value of the variable that makes the equation true is called the solution of an equation. So in this example, 3 is the solution of this equation. So do you understand now what we mean when we say solution of an equation? So let's try a problem based on this understanding. So let's try this. Identifying solutions of an equation. Is x equal to 6 a solution of the equation 32 is equal to 2x plus 12? How will you figure this out? Whether 6 is a solution of this equation or not? What you have to do is put the value of x in place over here, substitute for x as 6 and check out what is the value you get and see whether that is equal to 32. Let's check that out. So 32 is equal to 2 times, what is the value of x? 6. So 6 plus 12. And let's check that out. 6 times 2 is 12 plus we have another 12, and we are just bringing down this 24, and 32 is not equal to 24. So x equal to 6 is not a solution of this equation. You understand that? So we now understand how to figure out whether a value of a variable is a solution of the equation or not. Take the value of the variable, substitute it in the equation, and see whether both sides of the equal sign balance or match or have the same value. Now let's see whether you got it or not. Is m equal to half, a solution of the equation 6m minus 8 is equal to negative 5. So how do you figure out whether half is a solution of this equation? Take the value of m, which is half, plug it into the equation for m over here, and then see what do you land up with. So let's check that out. So we have 6 times m. We know the value of m is half minus 8. Let's see what do we get. 6 times half, that is nothing but 6 divided by 2, which is 3, minus 8 equal to minus 5. 3 minus 8 is negative 5 equal to negative 5. So this is a true equation. So we know then that half is a solution of this equation. So great going. Let's try to solve a word problem. Let's try out this. An art student wants to make a model of the Mayan Great Ball Court in Chichén Itzá, Mexico. The length of the court is 2.4 times its width. So the length of the court, if you watch the figure, is 2.4 times its width. They have labeled the width as W. The length of the student's model is 54 inch. What should the width of the model be? And you have a multiple choice. So let's first write down an equation. Now in a real world scenario, the word is indicates equality. So the length, the question says the length of the court is 2.4 times its width. So can we write that as an equation? So 54, which is the length, is 2.4 times the width. So have we written down this as an equation now? Great. Now we have to just figure out what should be the value of W to make this equation true. So what you can do, plug in each multiple choice into this and check whether it's right or wrong. Or you can also solve the equation. So but let's go for this. Plug in 22.5 over here and see what is the value you get. Let's try that out. So we have 54 equal to 2.4 times, let's plug in 22.5, and we see that 54 is equal to 2.4 times 22.5 is also 54. So the equation is true. So the answer choice is C. So the width of the model is 22.5. You can do it the other way in case if multiple choice is not given. How would you go about solving this equation? 54 equals 2.4 times W. Now you want to find the value of W. It's multiplied with 2.4. How will you get rid of multiplication? It is by division. So we divide by 2.4 on both sides. So what do we get? We get W is equal to 54 divided by 2.4 is 22.5. So either way we get the same answer if you have to figure out W. So you can, if it's a multiple choice, maybe you can plug in the answer, or if it's not a multiple choice, then you can follow the solving the equation method. Great going. Let's move on. So did you try this problem? Check this out. The length of the ball court at La Venta is 14 times the height of its walls. The length is 14 times its height. Write an equation that can be used to find the height of a model that has a length of 49 centimeters. So let h be the height of the wall. So let h be the height. The question says the length is can be represented as an equality. So the length is 14 times its height, and the value of the length given is 49 centimeters. So 49 is equal to 14 times h. Now we can easily figure out what is the value of h. This is the equation. Now, can we figure out what is the value of h? How would you go about doing it? So we know that 49 is equal to 14h. We want only h. How will you get rid of 14? You divide by 14 on both sides, and 49 divided by 14 is h is 7/2, which is also 3.5 centimeters. So the height is 3.5 centimeters. Great. So this completes the lesson on equations. Great going. My name is Askar Khan, and this is me who was explaining this lesson to you. I run a math YouTube channel called Wisdom Outlined. Please subscribe to this channel for more math videos, and click the like button and share this with your friends. And I also run a self-help talk YouTube channel which is called Principles Outlined. Do watch the videos on this channel for effective principles, and subscribe to this channel and click the like button and share it with one and all. I tutor math for high school students in person as well as online. You can note down my number 00966 50708 1702. Contact me and please comment. If you have any opinions and suggestions, I would love to hear from you. Thank you.